Have you ever thought if there is any part of our brain with some mystical skills that we still don't know? That maybe it could be possible for us to unlock this ability at will? Hi, I'm Andre and this is Enigma. Welcome. For many cultures around the history, it was called like the third eye. The pineal gland is a small gland located deep in the center of the brain. The pineal gland was one of the last brain organs to be discovered and has been the subject of much mythology and speculation. The philosopher René Descartes believed that this gland could have a special connection with the soul. As we already know, the brain is comprised of two hemispheres connected by fibers. The pineal gland is in the middle of the brain, just between the two hemispheres. The pineal gland secretes melatonin, which is a hormone that helps regulate circadian cycle. This is the daily rhythms of the body, sending some signals that make someone feel sleep, tired, and alert around the same time each day. However, some scientists observe that when the pineal gland was removed from a group of rats that have access to a normal amount of light and dark, their activity levels were not affected. So the function of the pineal gland could be more complex and its function is different between different animals. Their complete function and purpose in humans is still the subject of much debate and speculation. What makes this even more curious is that the study of its evolution suggests that it was once some sort of photoreceptor, and may still be, but for what purpose? Why do the visionary states of consciousness induced by psychedelics and meditative practices seems to be centered around the very part of the brain where the pineal gland sits? Hindus connect the pineal gland to intuition and clairvoyance. Buddhists hide it as the symbol of spiritual awakening. Nikola Tesla once said that if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. So, he was talking above the line, right? This gland is related to the line, isn't it? The shape of the gland resembles a pine cone, which gives his name. Actually, the word pineal, from Latin, pinea, was first used in the late 17th century to refer the cone shape of the brain gland. During our history, the pineal gland was considered as a mystery gland with mystical, metaphysical, and occult theories surrounding its per se functions, as you can see. By the way, is there a connection between the spiritual promise of the pineal gland, which is shaped like a pine cone, and the pinea, the colossal bronze pine cone statue of ancient Rome, which now sits in a courtyard in the Vatican? The ancient Egyptian symbol, the Eye of Horus, strongly resembles the anatomy of the middle section of the brain and upper cortex, centering of the thalamus and the pineal gland. The pineal gland and its functions have been known for a long time. For example, the Sumerian culture represented in the form of a pine cone as the gift of knowledge from the gods to human beings. According to the Sumerian tables, these gods modify the genetics of the human being so they have the knowledge similar to the greater gods. But they did some intervention so that in a certain way we have a limitation in our abilities. Then we speak of a calcification process, and this gland is mainly affected, especially with the passage of time. After 7 years, a gradual degradation of it has been observed. By modern studies, we know that fluoride has a lot to do with its calcification. That's right, the same one always used in our toothpaste. In our modern culture, which has grown spiritual bereft, the pineal gland holds special significance as people look for any possible technique or enhancement to the human body and mind that can assist them in reconnecting to divinity. Why is it that following the methods of pineal gland decalcification and cleansing often brings genuine results to people who are seeking heightened spiritual experience? And why do this practice often result in people being able to more easily remember dreams and let them to feel more connected to the source? So, what can we do to stimulate the pineal gland? On the internet, there is a lot of misinformation of doing certain rituals or listening to alpha waves, but really this gland is like any other in the body, and the best way to maintain its health is with exercise, healthy eating, reading, and above all, living in natural environments. As you can see, it is not something that is too complicated, but mainly meditation has a special importance, and doing a meditation practice in complete darkness in order to activate the production of melatonin can be the most effective in simple terms. During this practice, the visualization in our mind of a line radiating from the center of our head can help us to concentrate even better, or by focusing our attention in the center of the forehead. In this occasion, I invite you, if you usually practice meditation, try to carry out this practice in total darkness, and you will notice a different sensation than usual. Please leave in the comments if once you have carried out a detoxification diet for your body, having direct contact with nature, and this meditation practice in total darkness, something out of the ordinary happening to you. I am almost certain that some of you who have these characteristics will find something different after trying it. As always, the information given here is only a small part of how much you can find out on your own. If you go on a path towards your own knowledge, you will be able to discern if perhaps the TV shows you used to watch numb your mind, if the ultra-processed food you eat every day affect your mood, if perhaps there are entities who want the calcification of your pineal gland like a process in order to block its true potential. For a moment, think about whether it is not too much of a coincidence that so many ancient cultures agreed on the same thing, and that today we don't know so much about it. Well, that's all for today. If you think this video was interesting for you, you can say thanks with just a like, and remember that if you want to see more videos like this the next week, subscribing is totally free. See you next time. Goodbye.